Good morning. This thing, what's going on with this? It never wants to fall over like this. Any other time I've ever done this, now it just wants to fall over constantly. I don't know, guys. Jeez. We've been doing it this way. We've been doing live feeds this way for 2 years. I've never had this much trouble with this staying put. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't want to do it. I'm gonna figure something else out. Morning, Ryan. I'm gonna figure something else out here. Gotta find a new stand. I can't get it to stand up on the. I've been putting you guys on a coffee cup the can of coffee for 2 years. 2 years to do live feeds that way. This morning it won't stay up there. It's always something. It's always something with these videos. Let's see. There we go. Now you're not gonna fall over because you're in an actual stand. Hey, Sean, your knife is still here. I have not went to the post office. So Sean sent me a knife, sent me shipping with a tracking label. Wasn't a prepaid shipping label. And when I sent it, it came directly back to me. I was like, what in the actual hell? Ground only. There's nothing in that knife that's dangerous. I don't get it. There's nothing in there that's gonna cause a hazard at altitude in a plane or some shit like that. I don't get it. Well, like I said, you're just gonna have to, it's just gonna wait until I do go to the post office. I have nothing else that I have to go to the post office for. I apologize, but I'm not going down there. Our post office is filthy. It's horrible. Like, I'm in there, I'm like, if there's any place in the world that I would catch it, it's gonna be at that post office. Like 30 homeless people hanging out outside it's in a crappy neighborhood. Yeah, you know where I'm talking about. That's not a real nice neighborhood. It's shitty. There's always homeless people hanging outside that post office. So, actually, got to hang out with Nico and Elliot this weekend. I honestly got to hang out with another human being because we talked about it. Elliot has kept himself quarantined. I have kept myself quarantined. Nico has been quarantined. We have not interacted with other people. So we were like, well, if we've all been this sequestered, so we went to the shop and we hung out Saturday, which means that I had not drank in like 2 weeks, really, except for those seltzers that dude gave me, that piece of a box of seltzers, which I don't understand why people drink. They're horrible. I don't like those. Yeah, we got drunk. I had a hangover yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I keep telling my doctor, I was like, I can't live like boy in a bubble for the rest of my life. Right? I mean, this is not something I think we're ever going to get rid of. I think Corona is going to be with us for a very long time. What if I got a bald spot? Oh, I have a scar there. So, I can't live my life like that. If I catch it, I'm gonna have to reach a point where like I'm either gonna catch it or I'm not gonna catch it. So I can't. No, it's not going away anytime soon. I have to go back to work. I have to. I can't live like this. I hate being stuck in a house like this. This was the worst part of when business was slow and nothing was coming in, was that I had nothing else. I was looking for a job and I'm like, this sucks. I was at home with nothing to do. Well, I have stuff to do now. I'm gonna start working on those knives that came in. But I had other things that I need to take care of. My grandmother passed away. We had all kinds of stuff going on. We're figuring out my daughter's skating stuff, and there's a camp that she's doing, an online camp, dealing with coaches and stuff now that she's back skating. So it's been hectic. So we had to do all the stuff to start her new school year because she does a homeschool program basically. So I'm like, there's just too much. I've got so much going on right now. I'm glad, actually, it's nice that I am home right now, but business has been like it picked up a little bit. I get contacts all the time. You know, one of the most frustrating things about this is I get people contact me constantly for sharpening service. And they'll contact me and I'll say, yeah, I can do it. And I'll go through and I'll spend, there's one guy I was emailing back and forth with now. This is like the third email today. And I have a big, deep, sneaking suspicion that I won't ever see any knives. Morning, Alex. So I probably won't ever see knives from that. I get about 80 emails a day, and about 20 of them are sharpening related. And out of those 20 emails that I spend the time interacting back and forth, we figure out an estimate and all this stuff, and I tell them how to do the shipping and stuff. Out of those 20 emails, I will see 3 knives. It's a true fact, and I wish that I had some way to recoup the cost of that time, because I literally spend hours every week, like hours, like probably an 8-hour workday, just doing email interaction still with the business. I do. I just never see anything come out of it. Like, oh, okay, well, just send me the estimate. I'm like, okay, and that's the last I ever hear of it. I ate something yesterday that made my tongue sore. But I don't need to refer them to a new video. The old video is still the standard. I still do that. I send them the original. So when you email me, you get a link to the standard pricing structure. Everything about that's still valid, with the exception of now I'm saying, no comment on that remark, Mike. I don't get it. So the making a new video would do nothing. I send a link to the video. Every customer gets a link to that video, and it just is a. Is there any correlation? Yeah, most of them are return customers. I think something that made my tongue sore. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was probably Saturday. We got drunk. You know what happens when you eat and get drunk. I'm sore. I think this week, I haven't done it yet. This week is going to be a recovery week. I think this week's just all going to be like cardio. I'm still sore from last week. And this week would be the change up week. So my back is still sore from last week. And I'm going to do back today. I think I need to give it a rest. Just a light cardio week. Maybe some light weights. But this week I think is going to be just recovery and let my body recover, because I think I'm stepping into the realm of overtraining where I'm doing myself no favors. Done that before. It sucks. So, 2 of these. Oh, I forgot to refill that prescription. Damn it. I've only got 2 left. I'm gonna run out of my meds. And then I'm a miserable, grumpy bastard when I'm out of my meds, because my body hurts. It went down that time. Some of those big horse pills, they are a supplement that I have to take. My doctor recommended that I take because of some of the meds I take leach out minerals and things into my body, especially now that I work out. So it's almost like prenatal vitamins, I think. And I take a lot of folic acid and shit like that. I have to deposit this check today. But no, how was everyone's Father's Day? Like I said, I spent mine hungover watching TV. It was great. I watched movies all day. I watched an old Dolph Lundgren movie, I Come in Peace. I hadn't seen that movie in years. With Matthias Haas and Brian Benben. It's actually a fucking pretty corny, goofy, old '90s action adventure movie. There was no resolution though. The white boys, the white boy gang, he never took care of that whole issue. So I was surprised there was not a low budget sequel to that. It's called Dark Angel. It used to be called I Come in Peace, but now I think they've changed the name to Dark Angel. It's like there was a movie that I used to like where the guy was on an island. I can't remember what the original title was, but if you look for that movie, it's called Escape from Absalom. That's the name of the movie now, but that's not what it was when I watched it. I didn't get anything for Father's Day. I never get anything for Father's Day. I got told Happy Father's Day. I'm cool with that. Because, I mean, really, what do I need? What do I need for Father's Day? I don't need anything for Father's Day. I already got everything I need. I got my wife, I got my kid, coffee. Get to hang out with my friends the day before. I did some sick anodizing on a Holt Spectre for a customer. I just have to play with the pivot a little bit. Play with the pivot just a little bit. So he wanted it to look like my Riat, and since the milling pattern was similar, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I filmed a video. Nico and I filmed a video of me anodizing, but there's probably at least 2 hours of polishing on that because I had to polish everything, including the hardware. So, and then reassemble it correctly, drunk. Actually, I got that done before I started drinking. Well, I had had a couple beers, but I mean, like when we started like just doing nothing but just like standing around and BSing and drinking. And I finally did the finish on that custom for that customer that has been like, I can't get a sheath made right now. My sheath guy is he does all the sheaths for Essie right now. And I told him, hey, I need to know when you're good for me to send this. And he goes, it's going to be a little while. And that was months ago. So I think I got to find somebody else to do sheaths now. I think I'm going to reach out to Red Hand Kydex, but he's going to have, there's going to be some specific requirements on what the sheaths look like. So that sucks. I wish I could dude, it was so easy. I used to just send him right to Matt in Florida. And now he's like, yeah, you can't send him right now. He's like, I'm tied up with all the production stuff for Essie. I'm like, great. Which is good I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's got something like that going on, but it sucks for me because that was the big problem before, was finding a sheath guy. So any of you guys gonna die? Alex might have a good idea for somebody that could do a sheath similar to that. I like that scout carry. What I'm afraid of is I'm gonna wind up with a sheath for knives that's not what I wanted or ever intended it to be. Sheaths, I want all of my knives to be scout carry. If you want, I mean, even the production Stonefish, it might have that belt clip and it might not be the best, but you can put soft loops on it and you can scout carry it, or you can lash it to your gear, you can take the stuff off, or you can wear it vertically if you want. I guess that's uncomfortable, but scout carry was always what I wanted for all of my knives. And that's the only sheaths that Matt makes is scout carry. So it kind of just sucks. He did the best sheaths, dude. Like, they were great, and it was fast, and they were always perfect. He'd match colors for me and stuff. And that just kind of sucks. I mean, I'm honestly really happy for him. I'm happy for any small business that starts making it bigger. I just wish mine would. So prototypes, apparently Christian got I don't know, probably, I think the ones we had from him were 2 mil. I think those were 2 mil sheets. I don't know, it's probably a 1 mil. It's probably a 1 mil, and then together it's 2. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to throw a mic on it and see. because I'd like to stick real close to that. But the other thing too is he would do, like I said, he'd do colors and patterns and like Jesse's, my friend Pip's knife. Pip's knife was a green glow in the dark handle with purple hardware, but the sheath was purple and green, and it looked like something from the Joker. And I was like, I hope he's not going to dislike this. And when it came, like it had an overlay. It had a purple. It was like a green sheath with a purple overlay, and then soft loops. And I was like, man, I hope. I was like, I don't know. And I sent it to him, and he was like, dude, I fucking love it. And I was like, I'm glad. I was scared. I was a little scared at first. I was a little worried that I was gonna have to get you another sheath. So, yeah, right now the biggest pain is doing a bunch of customer interaction and not getting anything out of it. That's just, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. So Nico and I talked. We are gonna do that giveaway for the members, paying members. And so I will be putting up that video to the members sometime this week. I know I said I was going to do just a general giveaway for everybody. I forgot we just did one. And I mean, while I've got stuff I want to get rid of and stuff like that, I also don't want to get everyone into the expectation that I'm doing like a giveaway a week, which is what it would be. It would be almost be like I did a giveaway every week, because I have. Since we got memberships, I've done a giveaway almost every week, either for the top tier members or people here, just about every week. So speaking of which, thank you to all your members. Thank you to all you members. I appreciate everything. I am seeing an increase. We have 15. Yeah, I don't want to get it to where everybody just that's what they expect, and then they get upset when I don't do a giveaway. But yeah, I am going to be giving this away, and I have, like I said, a bunch of stuff to give away. So let's, the Viper, right? That thing's great. Such a great little knife, and I can't get anyone to bite on it because it's such a simple design, but the cost of it, because you wouldn't want that knife in any other steel but 20 CV, and that's what makes it as pricey as it is. Like you can't make that knife like that in like S35 VN or something like that, which is a more budget, because it just would not work. It wouldn't handle it. It would not do. Like Nico's, I've sharpened Nico's. Nico's had his for almost 3 years. I've only ever had to sharpen it twice. And the way I sharpen them is those are nice and easy. Those don't get a hand sharpening. Those go on the belt, and then I use a leather power strop to knock off the burr and just strop and polish. I don't strop the actual apex a ton, but I strop it enough that it's smoothed out, and I knock the burr off, and then I polish the flat because it's a full chisel. I've sharpened a few of those by hand, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they never, no matter how hard you try, come out flat. There's a low spot. Well, I should say a high spot. There's always a low spot in the middle of the platen. And when you're up against it, it might look and feel flat and you can't see it from eyeball, but there's ever so much of a slight divot in the back of that platen where you're putting pressure, where that canvas is wearing away either the glass or the fucking steel, whatever platen you're using. And like we replace the glass, but it does get low spots, and you can't see it, you can't feel it on the glass, and you can't feel it on the edge, but when you put it on a flat stone and start sharpening, you most definitely do see that there's a small high spot right in the middle of those. And I used to hand sharpen them, and it literally took hours and hours and hours to get those flat and true so that you could actually put them on a polishing stone. So I just decided to solve that, because I couldn't do it feasibly at the price point. It was going to make it a $300, $400 knife. I just decided that I would come up with a different sharpening method. So I bought a leather belt, and I bought a couple of belts that were permanent belts, like a leather belt. I bought a Scotch-Brite belt and things like that for on the grinder, so that I could do those knives the way I wanted. Because those I do a 220 on those, and then if it's just not quite where I want it before I put it in a leather power strap, I'll run it on a Scotch-Brite, because that gets you a finer edge patch. As a matter of fact, I think I do them all on Scotch-Brite now. What's up, Joshua? And then just strap them on power strap. And they get terrifyingly sharp. It's a zero grind. It's a zero grind chisel. So I know you guys have heard me say things about chisel grinds, but in some applications, they are great because that's a really thick blade. It allows me to bring it down to a really acute edge and it holds well. And it is really good because I can do a left or a right chisel depending on your right or left-handed. So this isn't gonna be a real long video, I don't think. I don't feel good today. My wife made chicken, deep fried chicken cutlet. Yeah, they're fucking great. Yeah, my wife made deep fried chicken cutlets last night with cabbage salad and rice. Oh, so good. And then she made, so I had the chicken, it's called chicken katsu. I had chicken katsu, and then she had made chicken nanbang for my daughter, which is, it's a different breading. It's a different type of breading and stuff like that. It's a little bit easier. So she had made two. I like the chicken katsu better than I like chicken nanbang, but there was only a little bit left that she made for me, specifically as chicken katsu, and then I had some of the chicken nanbang, like three little pieces. Oh, yeah, I'm real sore. I'm real sore still. I think this needs to be a really light recovery week. Maybe just some push-ups in the morning, couple pull-ups just to stay warm, and some light cardio all week. There reaches a point where like I've worked out enough for enough years to know that you reach a point where you're like, yep, you know what? You need to take a week where you step away. So, and a lot of times after that week when you come back and then you start lifting, you're like, oh yeah, there we go. That's the way it was. And you see better results. Like right now, right now my back, I can feel it. My back is still real sore from, I worked out really hard. Would have been Friday? Yes, Friday. Friday I did legs and back, and I wore my weighted vest, and I did 20 of everything with body weight rows, and I was doing extra heavy on all the pull exercises. Like I was doing like 90-pound rows. And so I woke up, and so even into Sunday, my back was still sore. And yesterday I was like, yeah, my back's still real sore. And then today would be a back exercise day. And I'm like, you know what? It needs a few more days. It needs a few more days before I jump right back into what I was gonna do. So that's what this week will be. It'll be a real light week. Just a couple push-ups, pull-ups, just to stay from being like, if I don't, then Monday is gonna really fucking suck next week. Then I'll be really sore. So let's see, is there anything else going on? What's everybody else got going on? I know that there's 12 of us and there's only 8 likes. Guys, in case you ever wonder, like you see me in this shirt a lot, I've realized that I wear one of these shirts a lot. I've got like 4 of these. I've got 4 of this shirt. I have more of these than I have my own business. The guy just gave me a bunch at the end of Portland. He had this size and he goes, hey, you're the only one that's wanted one of these big ones. He's like, I got 3 left. He said, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I'm all about free shirts. I love free shirts. I'll fucking rep somebody else's business all day. It's a cool design too. So, just working. I don't even have a knife in my pocket. I'm still in my pajamas. I think I'm just gonna take a shower. And I don't know when it happened. I'm a big, hot, sweaty mess. It's so humid right now though. Like so Saturday morning, Nico came, and I'll show you. Nico came. I still have to paint. I still have to paint this kitchen, guys. So don't judge. This paint is. Oh, hang on. Dirty lens. So what are these doing down here? I knocked them down. That's what. So Nico brought me back my cabinets. All this shit just needs painted. But I got my cabinets. My drawers need painted. But I got my cabinet doors back. So we're gonna do these. I think I'm gonna use the brown that's underneath the wood grain. I'm gonna use on the drawer faces, and then like like a cream off-white for the borders. I just don't have. I'm gonna have to wait until wife and kid go to Japan for that. I can't paint this kitchen with my wife and kid here. There's just no way. There's no way I can paint in this house with them here. So I'm just gonna probably, if I can afford to do it, just take a couple weeks off this. But the next time they go, just take a couple weeks off of work and just paint in the house. So, but yeah, pretty sure I'm gonna cut the live feed at about another 10 minutes or so. We'll see. When I hear the dog come down the steps because the kid is up, I mean, then I'll cut the feed. So hopefully everyone had a good, happy Father's Day. Yeah, it's in that proprietary, it's called ARPM9. It's a proprietary steel that Artisan's going to be using. I know the composition. It's real similar to something that I used to like. Spyderco used to use a steel real similar in the metallurgy to what that new proprietary steel is. So it should be good. It should be good. And like I said, we're talking about under $100 for that knife. And the plan is it's probably going to be available on Amazon. So, I mean, you're getting an EDC fixed blade that is not. The problem with a lot of the small EDC fixed blades is they're really thick. I talked about this with Bobby D on the Knife Junkie podcast, and we were talking about it. And one of the big problems with some knives is that for the purpose they're made, they're too thick. Like he was asking me, what's the behind the edge? Like, does that matter to you? And I was like, it depends knife to knife. Like more outdoors knife, I want a thicker behind the edge. I want something that's thicker so it'll accept. My knife is already on their site. I haven't even seen my protos yet. Anyway, so that's probably their projected, because I don't think you can get them yet. But if you can, there you go, guys. You know you can get the sea snakes now. Hey, I was gonna ask you, where are you located at? I meant to ask. Because the reason I ask is because when I do the giveaways for the paying members, you being a paying member, Chana, I want to make sure that I'm able. Oh yeah, see, there's a lot of my stuff that just is not going to work to even send to you. Fuck. Because there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be giving away it's never going to make it through. Like customs will snatch it up before you ever even get it. That's the hard part about this. Well, we will work something. We'll figure something. We'll get something figured out. What was I going to say? But at any rate, it's a good steel. I'll let you guys know what it. I'll let you guys know ahead of time kind of what it's like. It's real similar to what used to be called G2 steel. The G2 that Spyderco used for years. I always liked it. It's a good steel. The thing too is, like I was saying, that knife is not meant to be. It's not meant to be like a neck knife. Neck knives have historically, they're ground real thick behind the edge. Even Elliott's Lackey, which was a really good small fixed blade knife, really thick, really, really thick. There was not much of a ground. My knife was meant to be a fixed blade user, not a neck knife. It just happened that it fits in that criteria of size. So the only thing you'll have to do is it doesn't come with soft loops. I bought soft loops for my prototypes. They're waiting for my prototypes to show up. So the sea snake was designed to be a usable fixed blade first, and just happened to be something. No, I didn't want a necker. It was supposed to be. I know where you're at, Mr. Phillips. I was talking about Chana. I know that, like, a lot of those knives wind up not being as usable as you want. I wanted that knife to be an EDC belt carry, and it just so happens that it fits into the neck knife size criteria, that in a good sheath is not going to be horrible to carry around your neck. So that was my initial thought process. I didn't think of it as making like a necker. I thought of making a small fixed blade knife, and I needed something that was EDC friendly. Now, big guy like me, I can carry a stonefish. I can carry a stonefish EDC, and it doesn't show too much. It really doesn't. I'm 6'3", 200 at this point, 219, 220 pounds. I have a lot of places to hide shit that big. Large area, lots of places. So, yeah, that was the whole thing. I wanted a small EDC friendly fixed blade, and it just turned out that everybody else did too. I wasn't even going to think about getting that knife into production until Tim Reeves said, he's like, dude, that would sell. I was like, really? Okay. I mean, who am I to argue with the fucking Chris Reeve clan? I mean, they know what sells. So, it's humid here, guys. When Nico and I fucking hung up these cabinets, it wasn't hot. It was like 70 degrees. But it was like 80% humidity on Saturday, or Sunday, I mean. No, Saturday. Saturday's when we did it. We were hanging these, and it's not that much work. Dude, I had worked out real hard that morning too, but I was sweating like crazy because I'd done really, really, really intense cardio, like about an hour before Nico showed up, and my body was still prepped to just like dump sweat. And so we're out here, and I'm hanging is cabinet doors, and I was just drenched. Like literally, I could have wrung my shirt out. So, and it was one of these. It was one of these ones. They're nice because they're almost like an Under Armour, nice and thin, and they're airy and comfortable. And these are some really nice shirts. I like these. That's why I wear them all the time. I have a couple others. I have a Honest EDC shirt that when Elliot was still involved in Honest EDC, he gave me one of those shirts. It's like this, same material, almost like an Under Armour style shirt, real comfortable. Speaking of shirts, 16 people here. No one really, I haven't heard any feedback on doing a Teespring merch store with my shirts. How many of you guys are interested in them? Because I know what I want for the design. It's just a matter of like, is there enough people interested? I mean, it wouldn't cost me anything I could set it up, but it's just the time involved. Do I want to take the time if no one's going to buy the shirts? That's the big question. So I just need the feedback. I'm going to put up another comment. It's in the community tab. I put the thing up and I didn't really get much of a response either way on it. So the thing is, I have to have a certain amount before they would even go live. So I'll probably just, you know what, that might be what I do today. I told you guys the other day I got something going on with my hand. I'm not sharpening today. I'm not my hand rest. That's another reason I'm not going to lift today. This hand's really bothering me. I got a finger that locks up on me. Like I can't, like it'll get to here and I'm like, oh, that really hurts. And then it pops open. I don't know whether I pulled something. I don't have any pain in like my elbow area. Well, kind of right there a little bit. But I think it might be part of it might be from lifting and doing pull-ups. That's the other reason I'm kind of taking a break this week. So I'm not going to sharpen today. I'm going to give it, because it's really bothering me today. It really, just my hand hurts to even make a fist. So I've got a bunch of stuff to sharpen. I'm just not doing it today. So that's what I'll do. You know what I'll do? I'll set up the Teespring store today. I'll see how hard it is. I'll get my computer set up. I'll work on that. I can't do a lot today anyway, because my wife has a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. I have to take my daughter ice skating. So I have to take her to the thing. I don't know, but like my hand just feels swollen. Like my hand feels swollen all the way up into my hand. Like it just doesn't even feel like to make a fist feels weird. I noticed it was real bad when I was holding on to stuff to polish it, to do that knife. And I was like, fuck, my hand really is bothering me. It's not numb or anything. So it's not like I don't think I'm having issues with, I have carpal tunnel. I know I've got carpal tunnel. If you guys knew how many knives I've sharpened, I've got carpal tunnel. I do get the weird numbness in my hands. And there's just really, I can't afford to take time to have surgery for carpal tunnel. And the thing is that it would come right back. I would do everything I'm doing. So I don't have it bad. It's not like it hurts and I just get weird numbness from time to time. I know I've got carpal tunnel because it's isolated in these 3 digits with a little bit of this. You guys look, I had the, you see the big bruise on my finger here? The pocket clip came flying out of my hand and it slung off the wall and it hit my hand. And I was like, oh, motherfucker. So I've got a big bruise. That whole area right there. That's why if you watch the video, that I've got to edit it still. I videoed, Nico and I did video of me anodizing. I talk about how dangerous the buffing wheel is. That's why I charge extra. That's why I don't polish finished blades. You will not send me a knife and say, hey, I want you to polish a blade, because it's not gonna happen. I won't do it. I won't polish finished blade. That's why you don't see any of my knives with a polish. It's too dangerous. With the bigger fixed blades, like if I had if I really can get a hold of like a stonefish, I could do it. I did one once. It was one of the prototypes. But yeah, no, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean, that was a light ass titanium pocket clip that comes slinging back at me. You can kind of see the line because it flew out of my hand. I put my hand up and that's where it like smacked my hand. Can you see the line? It smacked my hand flat. I was like, oh, I think I peed a little. Don't take a polishing wheel lightly. Alex, if you're doing any of that, be careful. Have a guard. Wear a stab vest and face shield and leather arm covers if you're doing blades. But yeah, my hand is wrecked. So I'm not gonna sharp today. I'll say, yeah, I will. I'll tell you what, I will set up the Teespring store. I'll post it up in the community tab and we'll see, we'll get a feel for it that way. I gotta move you for a second, guys. I need another cup of coffee. I want to use the coffee that David sent me, but I'm only making 1 cup at a time because I don't want to make a pot. Because if I make a pot, I'll drink a whole pot. And then I'm just fucking out of my mind, running around the house trying to fucking find shit to do. I do not need that much caffeine. So I use the Keurig. But that coffee that David sent me, it doesn't like the Keurig. It's an espresso grind, and that thing, it just... I pretty much almost blew it up the other day. Oh, I hear my dog. That means my daughter's up, so we're going to be ending this shortly. Not real shortly. We can hang out for a little bit. Hey, kiddo. What was that? Refused to do blades. Had a scale move with the speed of sound into my thigh. It hurts too, doesn't it? Man, it stings. Like I said, I got a big bruise on my hand from it. Now, there's a line, but that's a scar. Like the line is like, you can see that it's just like a straight there. You see it? All the way down to here. It was unpleasant. The worst is hardware. Yeah, like it'll give you a dead leg. It sucks. Alex, by the way, I have to call Alex out here. Alex talked to me. What day? Friday did we do the live feed? And then I talked to Alex after the live feed. He started texting me. He's got a bunch of stuff that's coming in so I can put it up for review. Is any of it? I'm not sharpening anything, right? It's just for review, right? But at any rate, he's like, okay, these items are coming, these items are coming. But he asked me, he's like, do you like this knife? Do you like this knife? And I was like, yeah, I love both those knives. And then my carrier is still all screwed up from the DDoS attack. Like, I was up until like yesterday, I was still having problems with getting messages. Like, some of them had come through, and then some of them I could see that there was, like, I get a notification that I got a message, but there was no content. It was just empty. It was like an empty message. And so I was like, all right, I gotta call him. I was like, I'm not seeing your messages. Well, it turns out that two of the knives that are coming, he's giving me as a gift, which is really cool. But we will address that when it gets here. I'll point that out. Because it's two knives I really, really like. Yeah, I can't think. That's just standing here talking. I know there's some of you guys that just enjoy me standing here talking to a camera while you're at work. I don't get it. My wife doesn't like talking to me. That's why I talk to y'all. Yeah, so sore. I'm so sore. Oh, yeah, we're gonna. I suppose I could take today off and then move everything a day and just not take my Thursday recovery day. Just turn that into a weight day. I can't do yoga. I have all these weird fused vertebrae on one side than the other. I can't do yoga. It's one of those, like, I can't get any more flexible than I stretch a lot. I can't do yoga because my lower spine, where the sacroiliac joint, where my spine meets my pelvis, on the right side, it's fused. On the left side, it's not. That's why I have that crooked walk. Like, if you ever see me walk, I walk with a limp. I've got one hip that's out of position and one leg that's shorter than the other and fused vertebrae on one side. Like, three of them. And I don't have the flex. I can't do the yoga positions. I just can't. It's physically super painful. I had a friend who's like, oh, you can do yoga, and we try. And I was like, dude, no. And he's like, bro, like, what the fuck is that? I was like, it's my fucked up back, bro. I can't do that. And my doctor agrees, like, oh, no, yeah, you shouldn't be doing yoga. Working out, stretching, yes. Yoga, the lower positions, the hips and things, no. He's like, it's one of two things could happen. One, you wind up with a massive muscle spasm, which is why you're here like you have now, or something in that breaks and you wind up with a piece of that fusion material, that body fused itself. And he's like, you could wind up with that in your spine. And he's like, don't try to force yourself into those weird twisting positions. It's like, stretch. He's like, you are limited. It's part of my autoimmune disorder. My immune system attacked my spine and it caused a fusion in that. And some of the problems, my shoulders and knees come from that, but the meds that I take are what prevent it from getting worse. It won't ever get better. It's still going to get worse. But I have to do everything I can to try and fight it. And the meds help, stretching. I do a lot of stretching. Not like my daughter, but. I had a friend tell me something about, I don't know if you guys ever heard this, and I saw a video about it. And I didn't watch the video, but somebody told me something about putting salt in whiskey that changes the flavor. Anybody ever tried that? I'm curious because I haven't watched the video yet. Don't do it? Well, I mean, I don't have any whiskey or alcohol here at the house at all. So, yeah, I'm cool with not doing it. It's the part of my back is like right where my shoulder blades move. That's what's so sore right now. But that's, like I said, because I did as much weight as I possibly could. It ruined the glass. Fuck. Well, I mean, it was Knob Creek. It was kind of ruined to begin with. Knob Creek's too close to bourbon I don't like bourbon. I'm not a bourbon guy. I'm a rye whiskey guy. I love rye whiskey. That's like, if I'm gonna drink whiskey, there's two things you're gonna see me drinking: Jameson's Irish whiskey, or the Bullet Rye. Oh, well, that's not necessarily true. But Buffalo Trace rye is really good too. But I'm not a bourbon guy. Like, oh man, I'll get you a good bottle of bourbon. I'll change your mind. I'm like, no, no, you won't. I don't like bourbon. Bourbon's disgusting. So I like American rye whiskey and Irish whiskey. That's like, I'm a whiskey guy, and Scotch. I love Scotch, like a good single malt Scotch. I like some of the I like the Speyside Glenlivet style, which is not as smoky and peaty. But I don't get me wrong, I do like some of the Islay scotches that are really smoky and peaty, and it's like you take a drink of it, and it's like you bit into a campfire. I like those too. And I just farted. It smells like a dead animal out here. I was farting at the shop, and we'd be talking. Elliot's like talking, and he's saying stuff, and he's looking at me, and he's like, I'm standing here. He goes, "Did you just fart again?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "God damn, dude." And I was like, "Dude, I've been eating like straight eating beans, like eating beans because they're low in fat, high in fiber, high in." Yes, I have, Max. I have. I do like it. Not. I don't love it. I kind of like it. Like I could live with it. But no, as far I've been eating like in the last 2 weeks, I've eaten probably 2 pounds of pinto beans and ham, and I've just made another batch on Friday night. Friday night, I made a 2 pound bag of pinto beans with a quarter of a dinner ham sliced up in it with like 2 Vidalia onions and and just fucking seasoned it to flavor. Oh, they're so good, but yeah, they make me fart like crazy. But a 2 cup serving, which is about one serving, that's like 30 or 40 grams of protein that, and almost no fat. It's really filling. It's good for you. It's healthy. It's fucking, I love beans. It's great. But yeah, I was farting all over the shop Friday or Saturday night. Hang on a second. You're not running this morning? Oh, that's right. You have skating this afternoon. You need to eat. What do you want? Why are you limping? Are you okay?
My ankle hurts, Mom.
Your ankle still hurts?
Yeah.
Guys, I can't believe how tall this kid's getting. Come here, stand next to me. Stand next to me, shoulder to shoulder. Guys, do you remember like she used to be like my little baby girl?
It's kind of rude.
She's no longer my little baby girl.
It's kind of rude.
She's still my baby girl. She's just not little anymore. What did you say? What did you say to me? What did you say?
Read a text.
Papa, I'm trying to read a text. Like, that's more important. I didn't even get a hug for Father's Day.
Pauline.
I didn't even get a hug yesterday. You said Happy Father's Day, but I didn't even get a hug yesterday.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You did not even give me a hug
I
yesterday.
did.
They don't love me.
Yes, I
They don't care about me. They don't care about me. I do black beans and rice, low fat ground beef. I like red beans and rice. That's my problem. Because red beans and rice, and there's only one place to get them right, and it's at Popeyes. And those are not healthy for you. I like black beans in chili. Black bean chili. I like black bean chili. It's pretty good. Why, thank you, Mr. Robinson. Yeah, I'm still a little sore. Yeah, let's see. Well, she's not gonna. I'll hang out here till I have to poop. I feel one brewing. This is my second cup of coffee. If I still smoked cigarettes, we'd be done. I would have had that cup of coffee, smoked a cigarette, and be like, nope, gotta go. When I was in the military, when I still smoked, that was my daily routine. Wake up, cup of coffee, smoke a cigarette, gotta run to the bathroom. That's how you start your day. Hey, Alex, I have a question. When you leave to go officer, who's taking your job at Smoky Mountain Knife Works? I know a guy they could outsource stuff to for a while. You know what I mean? Oh. Yeah, I'm still real sore. Right through there. Right along the... Oh, yeah. I think I pulled something. That's the other reason I need to take time off. I pulled something on my shoulder the other day. So, well, guys, I actually just realized that it's been 50 minutes. I'm going to start shutting this down. If any of you guys got any questions, like I said, I will, right after this, what I'm going to do, let me know. Let me know what that looks like. And I could always, I mean, I would relocate. It would just take trying to figure out skating with the kid. At any rate, if it was worth it, I would. I'll get that right after this. I'm gonna take the dog out, and I will start that Teespring thing, and then I'll put a link to it up in the community tab if you guys want. And it doesn't cost me anything. And like I said, since I'm not really gonna work out this week because I need that rest week, that gives me that time, and I'll just take that time that I normally would do my workout and throw it in. Hey, thanks, Mark. And then I will throw that into doing that Teespring store. So it's a big thing, guys. Don't listen. You got to listen to your body. I'm old enough now that I got to tell you, I got to listen to my body, but that's all me. That's all me now in there. Used to be fat. That's not fat anymore. Anyway, I'm proud of myself, man. Give me a break. I'll get that Teespring store set up. And I'll put it up because, like I said, it doesn't cost me anything. I think you have to sell a certain number before they would even make the product, and then I get a portion of it. It would be my Teespring. It'd be my merch store, and I've got a couple shirts that I would think of doing. So I will get that done, and I'll put it up, and I'll probably put it up on Instagram and Facebook, and just see if I can't get like a response that would be what I would be looking for. So yeah, I'll do that. And then if any of you guys have got anything before I drop out of this, I'm here. I'll be here for we'll do this for 8 more minutes. Just do it right for an hour. Oh, this coming Sunday, Knife Junkie Podcast. We recorded it on, what day, Isabel, what day did I record that podcast? Was that Friday? No, it was Thursday. I did the podcast on Thursday. We recorded it. Bobby D said him and Jim were going to get it all edited and ready to go up and put it up on Sunday the 28th. Yep, Sunday the 28th. So a bunch of people asked me, it's like, dude, what are you going to do with the 4th of July this year with everything being sequestered and now that your doctor's saying you can't go anywhere? I was like, dude, you know the last time we ever went to do anything for 4th of July, like to go watch fireworks or anything like that? The last time we did that, I was still in uniform and I was doing security at the 4th of July ceremony downtown in San Diego. So we did the security detail for that. So that was the last time. So you got to figure, I didn't work there. I didn't work there at that unit after the kid was born. So my wife was still pregnant. So that would have been the 4th of July when my wife was pregnant. And she came because we had areas for our families. And so I had already done my part, and then I was able to go and sit with my wife. I just downloaded and everything, went and sat with my wife. We watched the fireworks over the bay. That would have been 12 years ago. That's the last time I went and did anything fireworks wise and watched fireworks and all that. It's just it's a fucking mess. It's a mess, and I don't like big loud noises no more. I'm not a big fan of the big loud noises and shit. I'm not that guy that complains and says it flips me out and makes me up. I can't take fireworks and throws a fit and shit like that. No, I just don't like it. It puts me at uneasy feeling, I guess. I'm not a big fan. Plus we went to Disneyland so many times, and SeaWorld has fireworks that you can see. We used to have season passes for fireworks. I didn't need to go to the 4th of July. So for me, not an issue. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna do the same thing for 4th of July I did last year. Probably be laying in my bed, fucking around on my phone going, Fireworks started. Yeah, oh, right there. That muscle right there. It's worse sometimes than others. It all just depends on my mental state when it fucking starts. But the big thing is I don't like crowds of people. I am much more inclined to not want to be in a crowd of people. Like I would go watch fireworks if there was no one there. That's what's worse for me. I don't like big crowds. For some reason, I know. Okay, I'll tell you why. So like when we go to the county fair and shit, I'm all weird and nuts when I'm in a big crowd of people, and even to the point where like I go to the toilet and in the urinal, you know, the flusher valve is shiny. I'm using that and I'm watching people come in behind me because I'm at unease in a big crowd. The one place that does not happen is at Disneyland. I love Disneyland. You know why? Because I know how stringent their security is. And so when I go to Disneyland, I don't even think about that shit. I love Disneyland. Dude, you guys should see it. When I go to Disneyland, I'm a big kid. If you haven't ever watched them, I have entire YouTube videos that are like 3 videos long, like 3 separate videos that are almost an hour each. Like 3 hours worth of footage that I film at Disneyland when we go. And I put it up and it's our family trip vlogs. It's amazing. I love Disney. You'll see it. You'll see a completely different me. I'm a great big kid. Just a great big kid when we go to Disneyland. A couple times back we went. Third day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say fuck it and just go back to the hotel. I'm done with this. We had a 3-day pass for Disneyland. On the 3rd day I was like, I'm tired, I'm grumpy, I didn't feel good, I didn't sleep the night before. I'd carried my daughter on my shoulders all the way back to the hotel wearing cowboy boots. My feet were bleeding by the time we got there. I got up the next morning and I was like, fuck. That was the trip that I forgot to take any other shoes. Nope. Yeah, I did see that. But at any rate, I'm talking about like things that could happen, like mass shootings, things that's not going to happen at Disneyland. It won't. At any rate, so we went 3rd day, and I was like, I'm fucking done with this. Yeah. I was like, I'm done with this. I want to go back to the hotel. I'm almost done. Like, let's just go get her pictures with the princesses and let's just get the fuck out of here and head home. That way I'm not having to drive home on a Monday morning. So at any rate, we go over to get her pictures done with the princesses. What's up, Jack? And this dude, I mean, he could just see. I think he could just see that I was in a horrible mood. And I was like, can you just take some pictures with me and my kid and the princess? And I'm trying to be smiling. And he goes, okay, 2 for you, 2 1 of me, and there you go. And I'm like, and so this dude hands me back my phone, and I'm going through the pictures of my daughter and us and the princesses, and all of a sudden he's like, he took like 3 selfies that quick, handed me back my phone, and he goes, I was like, I walked back, and I was like, you know what? That made my day. It really did. I was gonna go home. He's like, oh, I could tell you were upset. He's like, I just want to do something cute, funny. I actually I had his name, and I sent the pictures to Disney, and I said, you know what? Hey, this employee took what was a garbage day for me and just completely flipped it around. And I was like, he needs to be commended. And I got a message back from Disneyland going, that's what all of our employees do. It's like, this trip is supposed to be the trip for you. And when we see someone that is upset, we find everything we can do to try and make their day better. And I was like, it was fucking great. He tells me, I come back and I was like, dude, that was hilarious. He's like, oh, he's like, you were in a hurry. He's like, I was trying to get him set as your wallpaper. And I was like, that is hilarious. So if you guys never been to a Disney park, it's expensive. But you get what the fuck you pay for. We went one time in the fireworks. We had waited and waited and waited in line. My wife and I were taking turns standing and taking our daughter around to do things to watch the fireworks because my baby girl had never seen the fireworks over the castle. And so we found a perfect spot and we waited. And then the fireworks got ready to go. And then people tried to walk in front of us. And I was getting ready to lose. I was about to go ape shit. And this lady comes over. She's like, excuse me, you guys need to go. These people have been waiting here for hours. This is not where you stand. You guys need to go. You can't stay here. And they're like, but I was like, no. They're like, if you want to watch the fireworks, you have to find some place to watch them and not stand in a walkway. So I was like, I'm sorry, you guys need to move. These people have waited for hours. And my daughter got to watch fireworks over the castle. And I looked down and she's crying. And I was like, wait, baby, why are you crying? And she's like, I'm just so happy. And that made me cry. So thanks for that, kiddo. Oh, holy shit, Jack, I didn't even see that. Yeah, garbage days are poop. They are. All right, guys. It's been an hour. I'm going to end this. If you guys haven't dropped a like, I would appreciate it. Jack, you still haven't figured this shit out, have you? So, at any rate, guys, I love y'all. Have a great day. I will do that Teespring store this morning. I'll talk to y'all later. There's the button.